Hey there! So today we're going to be quickly going through how to upload an image to an API and have a progress indicator for how much the image has uploaded. I feel like this is a topic that could be used in a lot of different apps. However, there's not much documentation regarding it in terms of React Native. So we're going to be quickly rectifying that by having this small tutorial. So as you can see here, I've already set up just a quick UI. So it's very simple. We have a upload progress state and a response state. So the upload progress is going to be the actual percentage of the upload. The response is going to be the response from the API. We have this photo which we want to upload. This is just a photo taken from the web. And so in that case, we are displaying the image. We are having a button that has a on click upload. We haven't actually implemented this function yet, so we're going to. And we're just displaying the uploaded percentage. And we have a text input where we will display the response. So most of the logic is going to be done in this on-click upload. You don't have to worry about the UI, that's just for demonstration purposes. The actual upload we're going to be coding together. So to make use of this, we're going to be using XML HTTP request. So this is a web standard that was mainly used in Ajax programming because it lets you make a request without having to refresh the page. So the base use case of it can be seen here. So what you initially do is create an object of type XML HTTP request. On that, you can add event listeners. There are a lot of different listeners that we're going to talk about later, but this is how you add an event listener. And then you can open the request. So what we're saying here is that this is a GET request to the following URL. And once you have built your request, you can finally send it. This is the part that actually makes a request. So coming on to event listeners, so these are the event listeners that we have. We have progress, load, error, and abort. So obviously we're going to be focusing on progress. This lets us hook onto the progress event, and using that we're going to be able to calculate the percentage of the upload that is done. So to demonstrate this, we're going to be using Imagers API. So if you want to follow along, you might want to authorize yourself. To do this, you might have to register. So register and you'll get yourself a client ID that we're going to have to use in the following way. So once you have your client ID, you can follow along. And this is the API that we're going to upload to. So this is Imager's public image upload API that we can use. And we're going to be sending a request like this. So let's get right onto it, shall we? So now on click upload is when we want to upload the image. So we're going to do a bit of coding to actually upload the image. So what we're going to do is first we're going to create a new XML HTTP request. So const xhr is equals to new XML HTTP request. Perfect. We're going to now create a form data object that we will create the file that we want to send it to. So this is going to be new form data. Break. So now we're actually going to build the form data. So form data dot append, right? So let's take a look at the key that Imager is expecting. They're expecting you to send it in a image key and then the actual image. So we're going to be calling it image, and then we're going to create the actual image. So how we're going to do this is we're going to say its URI is the photo URI here. Now this is a web image, but you can definitely send across a image that's located on the phone as well. And then we're going to tell its type. So the type is going to be image/JPEG. And this part isn't necessary, but you can also provide it with a file name, for example photo.jpg. Sorry, that should be a string, photo.jpg. Perfect. So now that we have that, you can ignore this error. I'm trying to figure out why it's happening, but I still can't. But it's just a ESLint issue, I fear. So now what we're going to do is going to add the event listener. So it's going to be xhr dot add event listener. And the event listener we're going to be looking for is progress. And on progress, we're going to call something called, we're going to create our own method called handle progress, right? Now, there's one thing that I would like to point here that's actually caused a bit of confusion for us. You cannot directly add this event listener. Since we are uploading an image, we're going to want to call the xhr.upload event listener. If you just call xhr.add event listener, you will be calling the download event listener. So we are looking for the upload event listener. So now that we've done that, we can create our handle progress function. So const handle progress, we're going to be receiving a event. So we're just going to call it event and create it. So now what we want to do is we want to set progress. So event provides us with two things: event.loaded and event.total. So as you can probably tell from the names, this is how big the image is totally, and how much of the image we have uploaded so far. So we're going to use this to set our upload progress. So we're going to call set upload progress. We're going to round this out with math.round, and we're going to do event.loaded. We're going to put this in a bracket into 100 because we want to get it in terms of 100%. So event.loaded into 100 divided by event.total. So that should give you the upload percentage from 0 to 100%. Right, now that that's sorted, we're going to add another event listener. This is going to be xhr.add event listener, and this is going to be on load. So on load, what we want to do is set the upload progress to 100%. And we also want to set our response to this response object that we have. So we're going to do set response, and you can get the response from xhr.response. So whenever the request is completed, this xhr object will have a response object, which is the response that is sent back from the server. Now that we've done that, we can open our request. So we're going to open this request. We're going to say it's of type post, and the URL we're going to pass it is the URL from Imager. So that is this URL. Right, so now that the request is open, we also have to set in the request headers. So we have to send in the client ID. So we're going to be calling xhr.setRequestHeader. So let's take a look at the headers that is expecting again. As you can see, it's called authorization and then the client ID in this format. So it's going to be called authorization, and since I don't want to expose my client ID, I've created a const here. So this is just my client ID. You can add in yours. The reason I'm importing it from a const is because I do not want to publicly display it. So once it's done, we can finally send our request xhr.send form data. And that should be all that you need to do. So we can reload our simulator here, and as you can see, this is the image, and once we click upload, you should be able to see the progress. There you go. As you can see, my internet speed is quite fast, so it uploaded pretty quickly, and this is the response. So if you need to check it, we can check this URL that Imager has given us as a response. So we can copy it and paste it here. So as you can see, this is the image that we uploaded, which is great. So we got to see the upload percentage. We can try it once again. Hopefully my internet will be a bit slower this time. So upload this bad boy, and yeah, as you can see, 29%, 45%, 62%. It's uploading, and you can use this number wherever you want. You could probably have a progress sort of progress component, and you can render that however you like. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope that you guys have learned something, and you can now create wonderful apps with progress bars and maybe whatever you need uploaded percentage for. Yeah, I hope this was useful, and thanks for watching.